notice that oil prices have covered after the Iran nuclear deal that the U.S. pulled back from the edge. But the gold price is kind of interesting. It's kind of mixed on the Iran risk. So what's your view and what's your analysis on that chart, the gold chart?
I just think it's had so many false breakouts that people are losing interest. You know, these non-productive assets are good to have 5% in your portfolio or a little bit more. But you know, ultimately, you know, investors that have been looking at the GLD, which is an ETF for gold, because not everyone holds physical gold, it hasn't done a whole heck of a lot. So you look here at the chart of the GLD. The GLD had a bit of a breakout failure up here. Okay, everyone was looking for gold to break out in early March, and this little topping tail said, it's not ready, and then it broke its little ascending channel here. So now for the GLD, it's right near the 200-day. This is very important. Okay, this needs to hold this spot, otherwise the GLD will take another turn for the worse. At this point, I think more of the younger investors are a little bit more interested in Bitcoin for safety versus gold. So unless the GLD really gets above and breaks out above, you know, 1,280 or 1,300 per ounce, you know, gold is not a focus for the active investor right now.
And also, if we continue, the dollars go the upper side, so kind of pressure on the gold. So what's the prediction on the following the dollar trend?
Well, the dollar is getting a little extended also. Yeah. It hasn't affected the U.S. equities, but it has put some pressure on gold, but not on oil. So at this point, I just think that gold is something you have to have a very small percentage of. It's not something to over-focus on. If you look at the UUP, which is an ETF for the US dollar, you will see, you know, again, it broke its descending channel right here, okay, which was mid-April, and had a really nice move. So at this point, I like to follow moving averages. We could follow it anywhere in the world. Here's your 8-day moving average. As long as the UUP stays above 24, the trend is strong. It still has, you know, a bit more room if it wants to go up, but the dollar right now is a little extended. So perhaps the dollar pulls back a little bit, gold bounces a little bit, but ultimately the US dollar is in a very strong trend, and the next spot for the UUP would be a little bit closer to about 24.74.